What's up, my hunting brothers and sisters? Today we're going to take a look at a new editing machine that I built for video and photo work moving ahead in 2024. Got to take a look at this beast, so stay tuned. So a little different content from my hunting channel. As those of you who watch my channel frequently, you know this is more of a hunting and outdoors related channel. I'm sure this video is going to get some viewers that are not from that, probably don't approve it, and for that I'm not going to apologize, but love it or hate it. But anyways, so I'm making this video. I'm a hunter, I'm a content creator, and I know that there's a lot of you out there who do this, and the computer is a major component in what we do when it comes to editing, whether it's photos or video stuff. I shoot everything now these days in 4K, 10-bit color, and that takes a lot of processing power, whether it's from a GPU or the CPU, a lot of RAM, a lot of hard drive space and everything. I last built a computer 5 years ago, right about now. I think it was January 5 years ago. Did a video on that. That computer has been awesome. But as the cameras have progressed, they're going over to 10-bit, shooting 120 frames per second. Just everything requires more processing power. And so that computer, it's time to retire it. It's still a great computer for editing 4K, 8-bit stuff, maybe not necessarily 120, but it's time to upgrade. Over the years on that computer, I did upgrade. I put in some more hard drives, SSDs. Recently, I put in this 3060 Ti GPU in there, the graphics card. That is that component. And some of the hard drives are the only components from the old computer that are coming over to this new build right now. So basically, what this build is going to consist of is we got myself a new Be Quiet 500 case over here to put everything in. The heart of this build is going to be around the Intel i7 13700K processor. I went away from AMD to Intel this time due to Intel's processors being able to read the various codecs, the H.265 codecs in particular. That is something that that the AMDs have struggled with, and it's been a struggle for me since everything started going to H.265. So that's going to be the heart of it. I'm going to put this on an MSI Pro 790A with Wi-Fi DDR4 motherboard. So that brings up DDR4. That's the RAM. The current technology is DDR5. Why did I go with DDR4? I'm going to go with 32 meg of DDR4. Probably, knowing me, I'll put another 32 in it very shortly. But DDR4 is just more stable. From everything, all the research I've done, DDR5 has come a long way as far as the firmware and the updates to motherboards and everything, but I just want something rock solid that I don't have to mess with. Yes, DDR5 is faster. DDR4 is plenty fast for anything that I need to do. So I'm married into that and just going to stick with it on this build for whatever foreseeable future. Again, I'm going to go with the GeForce, the 3060 Ti graphics card. I know we're into the 4000 series of graphics cards, but really right now for the money, this card is really solid. I bought this card last summer, and it's done everything I need it to do, so I'm going to stick with this card and probably won't upgrade until we get to the 5000 series of cards. So there's that. I got a CPU cooler here. Basically, this is a 2040 cooler, meaning it's got there's two fans in it, but this is a liquid cooler and will keep this CPU nice and cool while it's running and doing all the hard work. Upgraded to a 750 gold standard power source on this. My main operating system and programs are going to run off of a Samsung 980 solid state SSD, and I did buy a new 2 terabyte Lexar SSD for like storage of like my photos and documents and stuff. I've got various other SSDs in my old computer that have my video work on them, scratch drives, and I've also got a couple larger 7200 RPM drives. So when it's all done, this computer is going to have at least 6 hard drives in it. So I think per the specs on the motherboard, I think it's capable of something like 10 hard drives internally, but we definitely won't do that. But I have a ton of external drives as well. So that's the heart of the build, and that's what we're going to do here. I've been long-winded enough, so we're going to get into this build. I will just tell you, like, if you're scared of doing this, this is my second build. That's all the experience I've got. YouTube is a wonderful source. I went on partspicker.com to make sure everything was compatible. Did a lot of research, in particular on the creator type of channels, not the gaming channels. So pretty solid choices here. Yes, there's some areas you could upgrade, definitely, but in this build, when it's all said and done, now if I include the cost of all my hard drives that are coming over, if you were to build this, you're probably talking somewhere in that $2,500 to $2,600 range. Right now, because I'm reusing a couple parts and all that, you know, I've got about $1,500 out of pocket in this currently right now. But bringing over again, all the hard drives and the SSD and all that stuff. So yeah, that's it. So it's time to build this thing. So I'm gonna time lapse this thing through, and we'll catch you on the flip side when this thing's put together and we're installing the OS and updating the BIOS and all that stuff, and just go from there. So hope you enjoy this. If it's not your kind of content, I totally get it. Please still hit a thumbs up. So. Build up the basics of it, got everything together. I only have one hard drive in it right now because first thing I'm going to do is flash the BIOS, get a BIOS update on it, and then I'm going to install an operating system. It's just easier to do that with one hard drive. We can add hard drives after the fact. So right now I haven't even powered it up or anything. Just turning on the main power on the back, and so we're going to boot her up, and hopefully everything goes well. Where's my delete key? So while she's booting up, the BIOS, check all this out. Pretty sweet. So yeah, so now it's time just to do a BIOS update and let it do its thing. Set the memory speed and everything. We should be good. Flash the BIOS, got the RAM set. Windows installation, here we go, Windows 11. So, boom, look at that. Windows installed, up and running, 0 issues whatsoever. So, I'm gonna spend some time going through all the Windows settings, and then end up pulling hard drives on my other computer, put them in here, and get all my programs installed, and should be good. So I'll give you an update after some of that stuff's done, but this really is not a difficult process. I know it seems intimidating, but it's really pretty easy. So there you have it. All right, so here we are with the final build right here. I ended up kind of eating my own words in a little bit, in that I said I was going to hold off on a peripheral and a new monitor, and I bought myself a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor from LG. This is actually higher than 1080. It's 3600 and something by 1440 resolution. So can't remember the exact specs on it, but really like this monitor. I've never had one. But let's go back to the computer build. She's up, she's running, everything's installed. I've been running it now for a week, and I've done a couple different edits on it. It is awesome. I ended up adding another 32 gig of RAM, so there's 64 gig in there total. I did it for, probably the biggest reason is I'm OCD and I couldn't stand seeing 2 empty slots in there, but you can never have too much RAM based on all my experience. 64
boom. But this thing is just running incredible. I've had zero issues whatsoever. Everything about it, you know, is very efficient and quick. I'm going to pull up a video that is on an H.625 right here. This, I could never play this in my old setup. This is some snowshoeing my wife and I did the other day. This is 4K, 24 frames per, or 60 frames per second, and in H.265. And it's sitting here playing smoothly just in regular Windows Media Player. So also in a timeline, it scrubs through absolutely perfectly. Another thing that I was struggling with was 422 or 420 120 frames per second footage, and I'm going to show you some of that right here. And this would be in where's that footage I'm looking for here? This will be it right here. There's some better footage here. This is some deer that I was filming. Here, this is better. All right, this is some deer I was filming. This is at 120 frames per second, and you can see how smoothly the play is. I'm walking in. It's excellent. So, yeah, I'm very happy with this. As I scrub through it in DaVinci Resolve, everything is very smooth. Export times in DaVinci Resolve are more GPU related, but they're as fast as ever. But one of the bigger things is just scrubbing through the footage in DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci does take a while to load on any program or any computer, but is definitely faster on this computer than I have ever experienced before. I just load up a quick project. This is just one of my SNS, my Saturday and Sunday videos that I just did today. And look at this on the ultra-wide monitor when this pulls up here. I mean, this is just, let's go to the Edit tab, and it's beautiful. You've got this as your screen. You got your timeline here, which we can really stretch out, you know, and see. You got lots of space, your media pool. If I double click on some media here, you can see I've got it in here, so I can scrub through on my clips. The real estate, the way this machine is handling it, absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, there you go. I just really could not be happier. And you know, so again, this is a hunting content related channel primarily, but this really applies to anybody who's building a editing machine when it comes to photos and video. The photos I've done, it's nothing, but photos were nothing from me on my old machine either. So there you go. I will leave in the description all the items that I used in this build. I will not provide links because links come and go and they die, but you can Google search any of these items. Again, when it comes to building a computer, jump on. There's tons of resources out there on YouTube. It's an amazing place. But I am so happy with this machine moving forward. The only thing I may do down the road here is I may add some more hard drives, SSD drives in particular to this thing. But I have multiple external drives. Right now I got like 4 or 5 hard drives in the thing. So everything's pretty darn good. So yeah, I'm happy. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps some of you out, and I hope it encouraged you to get out there and maybe try and build your own machine. As always, stay safe, God bless. It's a new day in the outdoors.